All right, game just wrapped up to my right, maybe 2 minutes ago, and Seahawks win, and they look pretty good. So we're going to have mostly positive things to talk about today because there's just not a lot to complain about after a game like that. Team wins, obviously, 23-15. Chargers put together two fourth quarter touchdown drives to make it a little more interesting at the end, but we did a pretty good job of controlling this game, and they look ready for the regular season as of right now. So, for starters, let's start with the offense. I'm personally, me being the kind of person that I am, the kind of football mind that I am, the way I think about the game, and I think a lot of people agree with me, it is frustrating to know that this team seems like they're married to being a run first team again this year because David Moore now going to miss part of the season with a shoulder injury. DK Metcalf, he had surgery, unlikely to be ready to go for week one. They say he might be. I'm not really buying it. But you put it all together and you just think to yourself, man, we are short on receiver right now. Ed Dixon also going to miss the start of the season, I think. So right away, things have pointed more emphatically than ever toward this team committing to the run for the 2019 season. And personally, I don't think that's how you maximize your potential as a team. I don't think that's how you basically I just don't think that's how you get the most value out of your team, especially right after you pay your quarterback $40 million. But and this is the good stuff, if we are indeed going to do that this year, commit to the run and be the team that leads the league in rushing attempts and rushing yards yet again, they look ready to do it effectively. Tonight, the starters, obviously, Carson was Carson. We got no worries about Chris Carson. We know he's good. We know he's solid. Rashad Penny, it's still, you can still see the holes in his game. He doesn't hit the hole nearly as hard as most of our other running backs do. When he's inside the tackles, he struggles, but he actually had a couple of good runs up the gut today. So progress is progress. And when we got him the ball in space, he made people miss. He made good things happen. He turned a 3rd and 8 screen pass that looked like it was dead to rights into a 4th and 1, which he turned into a touchdown right up the gut. Positive growth. I called him out a little bit after last week because I just wasn't seeing it. I just wasn't seeing enough to believe that he was ever going to be an every down back in this league. I believed that he was good in space. I believed he was good catching screen passes and stuff like that, but I wasn't seeing him being able to be an every down back because he wasn't pounding it in between the tackles, but tonight he did. The numbers are not great, but I watched him and my thought was, yeah, he's got a little more this week. And you can go down the list. Freaking CJ Procyse, it felt freaking great to see him. He played a great game, had a couple of very nice runs. He was not a boom or bust guy at all today. He just was grinding away for 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards, and he got in the end zone, so that's exciting. Travis Homer, I love that kid. It kills me that we might not be able to keep him into the season. I don't know, because I have to believe that there is space on an NFL roster somewhere for Travis Homer. I don't know if it's going to be with us, but he was great. J.D. McKissick made some plays out there. I continue to hope that he's going to actually be a contributor for the team this year, if he does indeed stay on the roster. And you can even throw Russell Wilson in there. Russell Wilson used his legs a few times tonight, and he was effective. So the run game is going to be a focal point of this team again, if for no other reason but than necessity. And they look ready to be effective at it at least. So that's good. The passing game, Wilson, he missed another deep shot. He had Malik Turner on a deep route that probably would have been 6 points. He had Tyler Lockett on another touchdown, I think would have been a guaranteed touchdown, but he just underthrew it by a foot. Other than that, Wilson was sharp. hit Lockett on a couple very nice plays, including one over the top where I think he got pressured into underthrowing it a little bit, but it worked, and that set up one of our touchdowns. The I'm not seeing any definitive separation in the number 2 and number 3 receivers yet. The guys that we maybe were hoping were going to do that, they're not, and people who we weren't necessarily expecting were going to do it, they seem like they're the ones who are playing the best. So it's an interesting mishmash of talent and production that we have right now at receiver. I like John Ursua a lot. He was behind the 8 ball going into the preseason, and he has clearly been the best of the unknown receivers that we've been giving opportunities over the preseason to. Jerron Brown, steady, reliable, consistent, and it seems like his veteran experience is going to make him the logical choice to slot in at number 2. Malik Turner, there's been a lot of buzz around him probably being the number 3 guy. He did not show much of anything tonight to confirm or deny that. Gary Jennings Jr., who seemed to be in a advantageous situation going into the preseason. Once again, he barely misses out on making a big play where Geno could have thrown a better ball, but maybe he could have gotten his feet down if he had better body control. I don't know. Didn't make that play. Had a bad, stupid penalty. So I don't know what we're doing right now at receiver. There's arguments to be made a lot of different ways, but we can't keep all these guys, and it's going to make me sad to see one of them go, but we don't have a choice. But offensive line looks stellar. Almost all of the protection breakdowns were because of tight ends or running backs or even wide receivers missing their blocking assignment. Rashad Penny blew a block, Jerron Brown blew a block, and Wilson had to make a play on the run. But other than that, the offensive line looked great. And I cannot believe how fast that unit has turned it around. So, and while we're talking about the offense, Geno played okay. He threw what I thought was a really bad pass on 4th and 2 from the 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. But he used his legs a little bit. He made a couple of plays with his legs. He gave receivers a chance to make some plays, which is something he didn't do in week 1. He seems like he's going to be the backup because Paxton Lynch isn't healthy. So that's all you can ask for from a guy like Geno. So offensively, I'm a little concerned about what we do at receiver, and I'm concerned about what it means for this offense, but it seems like somebody's going to step up and be the guy. I just wish I knew who it was at this point, because right now I don't know. Defense. The only thing I can say about this defense that I didn't like, the cornerback spot, nobody is asserting themselves, in my opinion, as the clear number 3 guy. We're rolling with Trey. We're rolling with Shaquille. I don't know what we do after that. There's Shed. There's King. There's Jamar Taylor. I see those guys make some nice plays, but I also see them, I don't know. They're not asserting themselves as clearly being the obvious choice to be a number 3. So, I don't know. But other than that, we generated good pressure on Tyrod Taylor. We only sacked him once, but he escaped a lot of pressures because he's Tyrod Taylor. We got the one sack from, Kendricks had the pressure. Kendricks basically created the sack, but Brandon Jackson got the sack. I thought Kendricks played a pretty good game, although he missed a few tackles. He was disruptive. Ugo Amadi might have been the player of the game. Amadi led the team with 6 tackles. He had a tackle for loss. He was all over the place. He got pressure on a couple plays. Defense did a good job of bringing some creative blitzes that generally worked in creating some, immediate and play disrupting pressure. Run defense was okay. That's definitely going to be a concern point when the season starts because we don't have Jaron Reed. We don't know what's going on with Ezekiel Anza. But Puna Ford, he made a couple plays out there today. Every time Puna's on the field, it seems like good things are happening. Shaquille Griffin got screwed on a BS holding call on third down, and he made up for it later in the drive by almost picking off a pass on third down. He broke on the ball. He found the ball in the air, which is something he has struggled with in his career so far. So I love to see that. We got to see a little bit of Bobby and KJ out there, which felt good. And basically, other than that one nickel corner spot, you're seeing what you like to see from this defense. We generated some pressure, both with blitzes and with just rushing four guys. Um, we saw defensive backs make some plays on the ball. The safety spot looks really, in my opinion, the safety spot looks really promising. When that was a bit of a question mark going into the season, I like Amadi, and of course I like he didn't play tonight, but Blair. And it seems like we have options there now. Special teams, fine. Jason Myers missed an extra point, but I think that was because of the shitty field. That field in Carson, by the way, that field sucks. I really hope the Chargers can move out of there very quickly because that is a shit field, and I'm so glad we don't have to play there this year. So hopefully they're not there much longer. But he made a 58-yard field goal. He made the rest of his kicks as well, so no concerns there. He played a good game, happy. And maybe there was a little bit of sloppiness. We had to use a couple timeouts in the first half. We had to use we picked up an illegal formation penalty on a 53-yard field goal to end the half. It worked out because we made the field goal anyway, but that looked ugly. That looked like we weren't ready for it. And there, for the team that we have, that was as good as you could hope for, I think. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm ready for this preseason to be over. One more game. We'll see what we see in that one. It's going to be the last chance for guys like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Gary Jennings Jr., he needs to start making plays. He had one play tonight, one decent catch, but as weird as it is, he might be in jeopardy of not making the team because other guys who you would not have assumed were going to take Jennings' roster spot, they're just playing better. Travis Homer, John Ursua, Malik Turner. I didn't think Malik Turner was going to make the team, and it sounds like he has the inside track on being the number 3 receiver. Shaquem Griffin. I don't know if he's going to be healthy in time for the last preseason game, but he has a lot to prove. So there's definitely stuff to watch for, but I'm good with it, Good third preseason game, ready for the season to start. Go Hawks, go 12s. See y'all after the last game, and let's go.